This is NDTV. And you are watching NDTV Prime.
I don't believe it, but these views just keep getting better and better.
It is the world's largest war memorial. It runs for 243 kilometers. To all of us Indian cricket fans, this is a very special place.
So we're going to head this way into our vineyard. So our winery actually built a purpose-built vineyard for, rather than people sort of jumping the fence and wandering into our own vineyards, we actually built our own vineyard for people to walk amongst as they wish. So
this is the visitors' vineyard in that
that's
sense.
it, yeah.
So don't mess up the real one.
That's it, so...
What, 60, 40,000? How many did you say people come here every year?
We get 170,000 people.
70,000, there you go.
So are the grapes picked by hand or do you have machines for that?
So we do machines for most of them these days, but we also pick some by hand.
And how old are the wines?
Yeah, so to give you a comparison, these are about 8 years old.
Okay.
And the vines we have over in this vineyard here are 20 years old.
Oh.
So bit by bit they get thicker and stronger and they produce a little bit less fruit as they get older.
Okay. Thank you.
Thanks for that.
Learned a lot about wines today.
Excellent, very good. Well, enjoy your experience with Nick as well. He's a fantastic chef and you're in for a bit of a treat over there as well, so enjoy that.
Hi there.
Okay.
Sid, nice to meet you.
Hi Nick, welcome to our kitchen garden.
This is a nice little spot you have here, and how big is the garden here?
I'm not sure exact size.
No, but I mean,
acreage.
How much variety of things do you grow here?
We've got dozens and dozens and dozens of varieties of things. We've got lettuces, we've got root vegetables, we've got fruit trees that we've put in the last year, so we're really trying to cover as many bases as we can for all our produce. We've got special plantings that the chefs have decided that we want to put in, so special things that we want to use as we go through our weeks, and as they're coming in, we're getting fuller and fuller on our stocks of things that we want to play with. So because we try and pick around the edges so that we can get the plant itself continues up.
Just at the base of the leaf?
Yeah, just the bottom of the leaves, and you pull it down slightly, it'll pop off. So we just try and pick around the edges. It helps us to get maximum production out of the plant. So if you like mustard, it's got you've had a spoonful of.
It's traditionally
Dijon
something in the north of India that's used a lot for cooking.
Yeah, cool.
Mustard.
For 36 years, my mom has been trying to make me eat my veggies, and now I'm plucking the veggies off the garden and eating it.
Willingly. Or we'll see.
The things we do for TV.
Lovely root vegetable. So very similar to potatoes. They act very much in the same way that potatoes do. The stuff that we normally get from our fruit and veg suppliers, the skin's a lot thicker, a lot tougher.
Okay.
Whereas ours is got a nice little crunch to it still. So we leave a lot of the skin on, so we get that nice earthy flavour into what we're doing. So we're going to add a bit of heat to bit of oil to the pan.
Want them to cook through, or do you want them to just kind of get caramelized on the outside?
Yeah, we want them to get a nice little colour on the outside, and they'll start to get soft, but we still want them to be nice and firm, so they got that little bit of crunch.
You still want it to be cooked. So.
Yeah, we want that nice little crunch from the skin, but then inside they'll be nice and soft and juicy. The carrots, we just want nice colour, so that when we get that mustard leaf into it later on, it'll just help the sweetness of the mustard, and it'll just drop the mustardy flavour out of the leaf a little bit. So you can see they're already starting to colour up. The salt on the chicken skin will bring out the fat, and it'll bring out that flavour, and we want that to come out so that it will spark on the grill. That little bit of smoke will add a little bit of extra flavour, and we get a nice crust, a nice colour, and we want all that smoky fat to go back into it as well.
What is that?
So this is just chicken stock.
Okay.
The handle's just a bit hot, so we'll just add a little bit in.
For a change, I'm getting excited by greens. That's a first for me.
So this is just limestone coast feta, so down the coast. So we're pretty much good to go.
Going to Jacob's Creek, the cooking included, has been just such a fun experience. I mean, I always knew I'll enjoy it because I like this. I like going to a vineyard. I like, sampling wine, and who wouldn't? Cheers. Thanks for having us. Under this beautiful blue sky is where you get to cook it as well. Wow. All the other ingredients that we used in our cooking today are also locally sourced, right from the dairy to the seasoning to everything you can think of. The chicken, it was all right here in and around the Barossa Valley that these guys source it from. And then, of course, walking around with Nick in that garden, that was really nice. And of course, remember, all of that had to go with the really nice white wine that we had courtesy Jacob's Creek as well, and everything just came together beautifully.
I'm good to go.
It's day 8 of our Australian adventure, and now we are heading into the outback. This is now getting rural. Yesterday the roads were really deserted, no petrol pumps, no places to eat, nothing whatsoever. And once you start getting into the outback, you start seeing more of these. This is typically Australian. It's called a ute. Now normally pickups are based on a ladder frame chassis. This is based on a car chassis. As you can see, the load area is integrated with the car. This is not four-wheel drive. This is rear-wheel drive. This is low, so it's actually a car. This is not meant to go off-road. And these guys use it for everything, including a trailer at the back. So they hitch the trailer on. These things normally have a solid V8 engine. It's called Thunder, so I'm assuming it's got a thunderous V8 engine in it. It's something that's, again, uniquely Australian. You won't find this anywhere else in the world, and they make use of them.
Now, the Stuart Highway is a famous name in these parts because, well, it's the road that takes you literally across the continent. It kind of divides it into two parts, and it's also the point where you know civilization starts to sort of end on you, because everything that comes from here on is all about just extreme wilderness and desolation, flat, open earth. Take a look at the distances here, folks. We're going to eventually end up in Alice Springs, but that's not going to happen today. For now, we're just heading across to Marla, and that's, by the way, about, well, almost 800 kilometers from here. And it's really interesting. I just put the destination into the navigation, and it said, continue on this highway for 772 kilometers. You don't often hear that coming from the sat-nav, do you?
Up until now, our Australian road trip has been just a drive on motorways and some desolate roads. But today, the real adventure begins. We are now on the Stuart Highway. This was named after the guy who, in the 1850s and 60s, discovered the inland route from the south to the north of Australia. What are road trips all about? It's all about discovering yourself, discovering people, places. And as you drive on these lonely, open roads with hardly a car in sight, you start to rediscover yourself. You think back about the past, about the future, the present. I know I'm going on and on, but that's what road trips are all about. We really are in the middle of nowhere here, but this is a very important place. So that little golf ball-like thing out there, Siddharth?
It's not little, it looks pretty huge.
Okay, from here it looks little. So that's not a golf ball. That used to be an early warning detection system for satellites and nuclear explosions. It was jointly operated by the US Air Force and the Australian Defence Department, and it got decommissioned in 1999.